At night, a beautiful girl named Anis von Palladia is hunting with adventurers in a forest. Adventurers had a hard time killing these top-level wolves and also had to protect her since she was only a girl. When Anis was pushed by the wolves, one of the adventurers, I will call Terry, told his friend not to save her, but his friend didn't care what Terry said, and he immediately helped her. However, Anis screamed at him not to kill them. She smiled because she managed to gather these wolves. Then she immediately used her magic tool to kill them to get magic stones.
私の素材の取り分奪おうっての。
Anis continued to kill the wolves, but unfortunately her magic broom broke, and she had to fight the wolves with only the magic sword. Then Terry explained to his friend that Anis was a strange girl who always appeared whenever there were rare monsters. Anis was called the Princess of Plunder by adventurers and a princess of a royal family. She has a graceful appearance, but always wreaks havoc in her kingdom. Her fighting technique is very unique because she uses tools that have never been used by hunters or adventurers. Before long, Anis had finished killing all the rare wolves and retrieved their magic stones.
Marauder Princess.
In the morning, Anis would bring a wolf skull head. She thanked them and spoke a word from her previous world, but they didn't understand. The word is mutualism. Then Anis explained that the word means mutually beneficial to each other. She got plenty of magic stones, while the adventurers brought quality rare wolf corpses. Then Anis immediately returned to the kingdom of Palladia.
それが私の目指す魔法使いだからね。使いは誰かを笑顔にするためにその魔法を使う。
お互い得して笑顔で会いたいもんですな。
任せて。
The adventurers who met her for the first time were very surprised after noticing Anis' strange behavior. If she is the princess of the royal family, why didn't Anis use magic to kill the wolves before? Then Terry replied that she couldn't use magic.
魔法が使えねえんだよ。
In the Palladia kingdom, Grants and Anis' father were talking about the governmental affairs of this city. Algerd von Palladia, the younger brother of Anis, also has to learn about politics and important government documents. Algerd had to do this because he was the country's future king of Palladia. Before long, Anis came home, and her father was very surprised to see Anis in such a dirty condition. Anis' father scolded and wanted to slap his daughter because she was hunting again without thinking about her position as a princess. But Anis denied her father that acts of violence in the family could endanger the Palladia kingdom situation. When her father was off guard, Anis immediately went to her royal villa. Afterward, Grant saw the skull head of a wolf brought by Anis. He and the higher-ups of the government were very surprised that Anis could kill this rare monster. Some ordinary swords used by the knights can still not kill this monster. However, Anis could kill rare wolves thanks to the magic tools she created in her research. Everyone in the kingdom was amazed by the research results of the magic tools that Anis made. The magic tools she created really help people live their daily lives. Then they discussed the activities carried out by Anis. One government official said that Anis was too spoiled by her father. Even the higher-ups in the government were worried and suspicious of Anis, who might be researching dangerous magic. This could cause the nobility's name to be terrible. She can live freely and do whatever she wants in the kingdom. Anis is also not an heir to the kingdom for several reasons. One is that she can't use magic. Then the other government officials also looked down on Anis because she was just a stupid princess born without magic. On the other hand, Algerd was very annoyed and hated Anis since a long time ago for some reason. At the royal villa, Ilya, as Anis' loyal servant, helps clean and treat the wounds on Anis' body. Ilya always remembers Anis' obsession with magic, so she makes it natural for Anis, who is always crazy, to try every new magic tool she makes. The story goes back to Anis' past when she was 5 years old. Since she was little, Anis wanted to be able to use magic to fly as high as she could in the sky. These are Anis' dreams and vague memories of when she lived in her previous world. Anis realized that she had been reincarnated and reborn into another world in ancient times. But unfortunately, Anis doesn't remember anything about the world she lived in before. Only a few memories remained within her. She saw many vehicles on Earth but never found them in this world. Even though Anis didn't know her gender in the previous world, she still intended to live as a princess in the kingdom of Palladia. Anis will eliminate the many hollow memories from the past and must focus on pursuing her old dreams in this new world. Since then, Ilya has always accompanied Anis to make her strange dream come true. In this world, flying at the highest level of magic was impossible. Even some magicians can only fly low distances and have limited time. But Anis never gave up and kept trying to learn magic so she could fly using a broom. Ilya is annoyed because Anis has broken many brooms daily, which is very inconvenient for her. However, Ilya didn't mind that anymore because she was used to seeing Anis' brutality like that. Then Anis went to her friend Tilty Claret's laboratory to talk about magic potions. Anis gave the magic stone she got today to Tilty. Anis wanted to make magic potions as usual with her. Tilty is worried about the side effects of this potion because it might harm Anis' body. But Anis said her body was stable and only felt weak for a while. This is the only way she can gain magic power and achieve her dream of flying into the sky. Tilty is sad that a noble like Princess Anis was born without magic and has to drink a magic potion like this. But Anis didn't mind that because she could still rely on the magic tools she created. After all, Anis had Algerd to continue the king's throne in the kingdom of Palladia. Anis wants to be a magician who uses her magic to help and make other people happy. Then Tilty asked how Algerd and his fiancée Euphilia, daughter of Grants, were getting married soon. Anis replied that she was not aware of any developments regarding this. Even though Euphi came from a noble family with a marquis level, Anis had never chatted with Euphi in all this time. But Anis was very impressed with Euphi's perfect figure as the future queen of this country. Euphi is also a genius magician who possesses extraordinary magical powers, and Anis had seen Euphi use her beautiful magic. After that, they proceeded to brew magic potions again. The next day, in Palladia's National Aristocratic Academy, Euphi was chatting with her friends. Before long, Algerd came there with Lin Li, and they had a very romantic conversation. Lin Li was a commoner who had recently been elevated to noble status. Algerd had been keeping a closer on Lin Li lately, and it was as if he didn't care about Euphi's whereabouts. Because of that, Euphi warned Lin Li to be careful around Algerd. She didn't want Lin Li to become the rumor of negative chatter by others, because Lin Li had just become noble. In the afternoon, Euphi visited the Palladia kingdom to talk to Algerd, but Algerd didn't like Euphi's attitude so far. She is too perfect and selfish in every decision without thinking about others. But Euphi said she had to fulfill her duties as a future queen, so Algerd should have understood that their marriage was made on political grounds. Euphi had also told Algerd that she warned Lin Li to be careful with gossip, which might drop her status to the commoner. Then Algerd got even more annoyed hearing Euphi's words, and Algerd said he would find his own life partner. Then Algerd immediately left from there.
天気よし風速よし安全確認よし
At night, Anis will try another broom with a magic stone from a rare wolf. Then Ilya gave Anis a coat because the air was very cold tonight. Ilya also warned Anis to always be careful and not to fly for a long time because this is still in the experimental stage. Afterward, Anis immediately got on her broom and flew using the power of the magic stone. Her dream of years has finally come true, and Anis is pleased to be able to fly freely like this. But unfortunately, something happened with the magic stone. At Palladia National Academy, the final party for the noble students' graduation is being held today. Everyone has their own partner and has gathered there. Meanwhile, Euphi was waiting for Algerd's arrival, and after hours passed, Algerd did not come there. Yuffie also heard the conversation of several couples who were talking about rumors about her. This worried Yuffie, and she was forced to enter the main event room without Algerd accompanying her. Before long, Algerd, the higher-ups of the government, and Lin Li came there. Algerd congratulated them on their graduation today. Then he also wanted to announce that his engagement with Yuffie was annulled because Algerd had already chosen Lin Li to be his fiancée. Yuffie was shocked upon hearing that, and she immediately made it clear to Algerd that his actions were very dangerous to this country. Yuffie didn't want Algerd to be blinded by his desires because their marriage was meant to protect the country's politics. Then Algerd got even angrier at Yuffie because she had no right to say such things. Algerd accused Yuffie of cruel acts towards Lin Li. The higher-ups of the government also had evidence of Yuffie's crime of always bullying Lin Li. Even Yuffie had her followers kill Lin Li. After hearing that, Yuffie was very surprised because she had never done such a thing to Lin Li. This was a false accusation, and she had no idea what was happening. Then all the students believed what Algerd and the higher-ups said, because the rumors about Yuffie had always been the truth. Yuffie could only cry because this false accusation brought her to the lowest level in her life, and she will experience even deeper suffering. Yuffie's struggle all this time to become the perfect queen to be just disappeared. She could do nothing to clear her good name from these false accusations. But suddenly, something happened there. It turns out that Anis came and messed up the situation there. Algerd was irritated because the older sister he hated the most was suddenly present at this event. Everyone was surprised because Anis, who couldn't use magic, could enter the academy's highest floor. Then Anis, with her strange and ridiculous behavior, guessed the situation there. At first, she was confused because Yuffie was not beside Algerd and accused Algerd of having an affair with another girl. But Anis thought again after seeing Yuffie's reaction. Finally, she knew the situation that is happening here. Anis could hardly believe that the incident of the engagement cancellation was real. In the past, she only reads stories like this in novels. Then Anis wanted to kidnap Yuffie to get out of there as soon as possible. Anis tells Algerd that later she will discuss this with Grants. Then Anis immediately brought Yuffie to the kingdom of Palladia.
さあ行こう。すぐ行こう。私がさらってあげる。よいしょ、取らせてください。
This is a story about two girls who have different characteristics. A princess who is totally obsessed with magic power, but she can't use magic. And the daughter of a perfectly noble, but her life fate was already suffering because she doesn't have a goal in life again. From now on, their magic revolution story begins.
どちらに向かわれて？父上とグランツ校のところ、空の旅へようこそ、ユフィリア女王。私にユフィリア城をくださいってお願いするの。
On the other hand, Grants met Ani's father, who had finished his work today. Ani's father was called Palladia Orphan, the king of this country, but I just call him Orphan. Orphan wanted Grants to act like a friend since it was late and time to rest from royal and government work. While Orphan was preparing a warm tea for Grants, he was still thinking about Algerd and Anis, who had their own problems. Orphan is always annoyed when he remembers every problem Anis has made. Anis is 2 years older than Yuffie, but Anis' attitude always causes trouble and is very different from the real princess. But the magic tools that Anis made really helped this kingdom, including this teapot that could be heated with magic power. As for Algerd, he was in a mess recently because he didn't have any self-awareness as the next king. Algerd preferred to approach Lin Li over Yuffie. Grant says that Yuffie is on duty to mend Algerd's heart. This was also a good experience for Yuffie as the future queen. This made Orphan angry because suddenly Anis came and said that Then Anis said that Algerd had cancelled his engagement with Yuffie at tonight's party. Yuffie apologizes to Orphan for failing to become queen. Orphan was shocked and angry that Algerd decided this without thinking about the future. Then Grant said he knew about Yuffie and Algerd's relationship recently, so Grant wanted Yuffie to think about what she should do later. Yuffie was terrified after seeing Orphan's anger and the words from her father. Because of that, Yuffie is ready for any punishment to make amends for failing to mend relations with Algerd. Then Anis asked Orphan and Grants for permission to take Yuffie so she could be hers. Anis also wanted Yuffie as her magic research assistant.
待て待て待て待て様は何をふざけたことを
私が全力で幸せにしてみせます。助手ですか？かわいい。サイの子。存在がちと。子犬みたいなお目目の可愛さ、もはや魔法の一種では。美人で可愛い。ですが、今回の件によって。
Then Anis explained in detail about this. After the engagement was cancelled, Yuffie's reputation became terrible, and this had a very negative impact on her. Yuffie is a perfect girl in everything about ethics and magic. She is much loved by spirit magic and can master many elements thanks to spirit magic. Yuffie could repair her bad reputation by announcing the results of Ani's magical research. Magic tools were the latest technology that could change the world's people's views. Anis has not wanted to announce the results of her research because she has a bad reputation as a princess. After all, Anis also wanted to focus on magic item research, so she didn't have time to show it to the public. Yuffie also shouldn't accept marriage proposals from other kingdoms because she is the most valuable person in the Paladia kingdom. Anis also hoped that she wanted Yuffie to like this thing. Then Orphan reminded Anis of her reasons for refusing the royal throne when she was little. Previously, Anis proudly refused the throne because she did not want to marry a man. Anis only wants to love a woman and doesn't want to get pregnant from having sex with a man. Orphan realizes that Anis has been after Yuffie for a long time and wants to make hers, and now Anis has succeeded in carrying out her plan.
お前のねじ曲がった少年にはちょうど良いわ。
After seeing them, Grant tries to get closer to Yuffie, but Yuffie is still afraid of her father. Seeing this, Grant apologized to Yuffie. He had made a mistake in forcing Yuffie to fight to maintain the good name of their family, Magenta. Grant is very proud of Yuffie because she has achieved beyond his expectations. But Yuffie didn't mind that because this was her responsibility as a child of a noble. Grant replied that he still made mistakes and doubted whether his upbringing all this time was what Yuffie wanted. Because of that, Grant wanted Yuffie not to think about this matter anymore.
王妃になるのは辛いか。
After that, Anis brought Yuffie to the royal villa, and orphans went back to chatting with Grant. Grant said that Anis' place was perfect for Yuffie's temporary hideout. Her research offer could also repair Yuffie's reputation. Even Grant thought he wouldn't mind if Yuffie was detained by Anis so she could get married someday.
グランツ。
冗談だ。あのアニスピア王女が国王になる。そんな夢を見てもいいだろう。次期王位については、まだ道が一つと決まったわけではないからな。フィリアをつけておくこと自体、意味が生まれるかもしれない。
At the royal villa, Yuffie is attracted by the magic teapot made by Anis. Ilya said that all the magic tools created by Anis really helped her work. Even Ilya had forgotten how to work with mediocre tools. Anis' magic tool is too simple and makes it easier for Ilya to work here for years. Then Anis told Yuffie to adapt and look around this villa's contents. Anis also immediately invited Yuffie to see her research room.
悪魔に見入られたようなものだと思って諦めてください。こうなったら収まらないのがアニス様ですので。
もう知らない仲じゃないもんね。アニスって呼んでいいよ。あ、私はユフィって呼ぶね。行くよユフィ。
After Yuffie saw the results of Ani's research, she was surprised that Anis could use crystal stones from monsters. Anis said that she couldn't use magic because she couldn't sense the existence of the magic spirits. After all, every time Anis feels a reaction from the spirits, it immediately disappears for no apparent reason. According to Anis, it was probably the spirits of magic who refused to give their powers to Anis. Spirits are things that everyone in this world should believe in. But Anis couldn't trust the spirits directly because she had never felt their strong presence. Monster crystal stones are the best way to obtain magic because they have been endowed with powers by spirits. Anis is actually very envious of nobles or royalty who can use magic. Even Yuffie could be surrounded by many magical spirits and match all the spirits' attributes. So as long as there are crystal stones, Anis, a lover of magic, can use magic through the tools she makes as a substitute for the role of the spirits that reject her. Ilya said the other nobles hardly considered Anis part of the Palatia royal family. Anis' current existence was a burden to the nobles because she couldn't use magic. Royal families and nobles make contracts with spirits to gain magic power, so the rating of a noble's level was based on magic skills.
魔道具には魔法以上の可能性があるんだもん。
In Yuffie's mind, the kingdom of Palatia could be in danger in the future due to the magic tools created by Anis. The other nobles would be jealous if the commoners could use magic through this tool. If things turned out like that, the authority of the nobility and royal family would become useless to them. Then Anis said that she would make a special magic tool for Yuffie, so Yuffie has to get ready to wear it.
私にですか？期待しててね。
After that, Anis invited Yuffie to rest in her room, and she deliberately undressed Yuffie like a married couple.
アニス様、やめてください。隣においで、お嬢さん。冗談、何もしない。
Then they sleep in the same bed. Anis hoped her fascination with Yuffie and magic tools would reach Yuffie's heart. Then Yuffie said that Anis was a mysterious person. Yuffie saw that Anis was very ambitious in achieving her dreams and being able to live freely as she wished. Unlike Yuffie, who always struggles hard to prepare for the future, she was also curious. Why did Anis save her tonight? Yuffie isn't Anis' friend, and they haven't chatted or interacted since long ago. Anis replied that she had many reasons if Yuffie asked something like that. One of them is that Anis is interested in Yuffie because she is the perfect girl. She managed to control her emotions and always think about what action she should take before bad things happened. Even Yuffie also had a strong heart to face the incident of the cancellation of the engagement tonight. Anis liked Yuffie's figure like that, so she couldn't leave Yuffie, who was suffering now. Yuffie didn't understand Anis' words. Then Anis said that she couldn't see Yuffie smile anymore. She wanted to help Yuffie to move freely through her life. Yuffie was surprised that Anis helped her with such a simple reason. But according to Anis, Yuffie's smile is the one thing that means the most to her. Then Anis hugged Yuffie while saying magic power can make other people smile. Yuffie has struggled to become a perfect figure as a future queen. So Anis hopes that Yuffie can let go of the burden in her heart.
おやすみなさい。